Hello everyone. I'm back, Super glad to be here. I just want to check first without me just, talking. Does my mic actually work? I actually unplug everything the last time I streamed, and yeah, since then I didn't really touch anything. So I just want to be sure everybody's hearing me right. So can I get whoop whoop or something? Okay, awesome. How you doing, B liaison? That's my French accent coming at. So, hey, what's up, Oscar? It's yeah. Sorry, guys, if it took it took me forever to actually get back online, with ZBrushLIVE and all. I was trying so many things at the same time that yeah, I found I had a hard time finding my time back. But yeah, I did some test print and stuff like that. I can already show you you know weird things. Actually, I got a photon printer, and basically, yeah. Let me just, instead of showing you ZBrush, I'm just gonna maximize this so you can see my face. Yeah, you still hearing me, right? So yeah, basically, I got my printer and I started to tweak it a bunch of times, and what I got is a anycubic photon. And basically, the number one reason why I got this printer is really because the resin is super cheap, and I just wanted to be able to iterate as much as I could. But yeah, basically, that's one of the test print, with the new calibration and settings. I actually went with this, but you can see, it's super crooked. It's kind of out of focus, but yeah. Wait. Okay, wait, focus. Maybe I should go pull away or closer. But yeah, basically get the idea. There's any cubic in the middle, and then there's a photon, it's supposed to be in the center, but it's all crooked. And even the cube is all the lines, they're not even perfectly straight. See that? So yeah, it was a little bit of a research and investigation outside of ZBrush just to actually push my skills. And then, after I did the calibration proper, then I was able to print the proper cube and all that. So yeah, so right now I got a bunch of things going on. I won't show you today where I'm going with this, but yeah, hopefully soon I will show you. So hanging there. Uh, yeah, so it's a new season for the streaming, second season, which is awesome. I'm super glad to be here, and I'm glad to be with you guys. And I try to change the format a little bit. I think it's great to see me sculpting and all, but maybe it would be a good time to actually present other artists, inspirations. Basically, like many of you guys, I'm just a huge fan of sculptures in general, pop culture, comic books, movies, and video games, and all of that stuff. So I mean, it's cool to actually show sculpting, but it's also cool to see who you are actually getting inspired by. And one of the artists that I really like as a ZBrush sculptor. I mean, for many of you, it won't be a surprise, but it's a guy called Daniel Bell. This guy, man, is I feel there's many reasons why I really like this guy, but one of the major one is really the expression and the pose. The uh, yeah, facial pose and anatomy, and I think he's really terrific. Another thing is actually even costumes. Stuff like the Daredevil that he did in the Captain America, and I guess because I'm streaming right now, my internet is super slow, but yeah, the whole overall, I think there's a lot of technique that I'm kind of sharing, but I'm nowhere near his skill level. That's not what I'm saying, but basically, yeah, I strongly encourage you to actually take a look at his stuff. I think it's really great. And he's mixing a bunch of things that I really like cloth and then art surface and then cloth again, and even fabrics. how he does like the trims and all that. So yeah, that's really like a great dude. So you can check out like his art station, which is just Danny Bell, but he got like his own website, which is dannybell.artstation.com, and then the Facebook page. And if you really want to dig in and know like the guy behind the sculptures, there's always the artist profile on Sideshow Collectibles, which he's now part of officially. So that's him. So yeah, so I guess every time that I'll do like a stream from now on, I'll try like to present like a new artist or some, just in case you guys never knew him, or there's a bunch of them. Like I follow like all kind of artists, and some are like more toward like art surface, other more with organic, but I think they all got something special going on. And like you guys, basically what I like to do is like when I do a reference sheet or anything like that, I like to just aim for the best, all the best sculptors or like the best guys do like a specific thing. I just try to gather as much reference from them, and then I just try to learn basically the process. Sometimes I'll just like look at an image and then just really like try out before I start sculpting, really like try out to understand how he actually could have done that. It will motivate me like after that, but at the same time, it will sometimes I will find like issues that I would have haven't thought before. So this is that. The other thing is like anyway, like anything. I'm like super inspired by the internet and other artists, but I'm like a huge like fan of art books, and this is like one of the art books that I'm a huge fan of Yuji Shinkawa, and I think like the basically he worked mostly on the Metal Gear franchise, and I think that this guy, man, he got it so well. So this is like a huge, there's like two books, but yeah, it's like for kind of like military tactical stuff, you know. I think that's a great. Wait, I'm just gonna try to find like a way to show you that. But yeah, that's a guy that you know, in there you got like all kind of concept, and I feel like he even for silhouette and design and color and stuff like that, I think he really knows his stuff. So, and for some reason, like he's for most of the characters, he always like draw like the shoe soles, which I find like quite interesting because usually in games that's one of the thing that people seems to forget all the time. But the thing is, most of the time the characters are like dying on the ground, so you'll see, most of the time they're, the bottom of their foot. So yeah, so this is like my art book for today. I got like a bunch of other art books that I will like present you uh, in the upcoming streams. But yeah, so now let's head back to what's fun, uh, which is ZBrushing. Um, right now, I started like to prepare like a reference sheet. The subject today will be the Talons. Basically, like it's one of those faction from Batman, and they got like those talents, and it seems like every kind of century or something, like they got like a new talent. And right now, like I wasn't, I tried like to do quickly like a mock-up of all the different types of talent that appeared in comic books, but I wasn't like quite set on which one we should actually do. And since I'm streaming online with you guys, I don't know if you guys had like um, any like preference for one of them, because to be honest with you, I think they're all cool. But yeah, if you guys would like to do one of those guys specifically on this stream, then we could aim for that. But I'm tempted to go like with this one, like the steampunk one, but at the same time, the female one seems to be quite interesting. And there's even like that small one with like a cape and all. But since we barely have like any reference of her, I guess I'll end up with basically her with a cape. But yeah, let me know. Let me know which one you actually prefer. So just gonna take a quick look at the chat, keeping up with everyone. Hi everyone. It's I won't name you one by one, but yeah, I'm glad you're here. Uh, Yeah, Charles, I'm not gonna talk about sculptures, all night long. So yeah, I'm gonna sculpt for sure. It's like no worry, man. Um, so so now I guess you know you guys have got no preference on which one we should actually do. So I guess if I got no answers, then I think we'll go for this one because I think like silhouette wise, it got something interesting, and I like the kind of um, like fins or the kind of hooks like that stick out. So yeah, so let's go for that. So I'll just put this on the side, and yeah, like nothing crazy. Um, we'll just like start with like a rough base mesh, which is maybe not this one. Wow. I don't really like the pose because it's like way too overextended, but we'll fix that. So first off, I'm just gonna wash out those details because one of the things that I don't like about having a face is like the always bring me back to the eye of the character. So I'm just gonna fill it in. There you go. So I will focus less on the face, and then yeah, we'll get rid of the junk. You can feel a small lag. So I'll just like try to find like a right. Yeah, for some of you might be wondering if you're like, guys that followed me like in the past, like I've been like working on that, cyborg chick in pose and all, and you know, don't worry, I didn't forget about it. We will like finish it. But right now, one of the biggest issue that I got is actually that my computer can't run it anymore. It's like it's way too lame. So right now, like I'm in the process of upgrading it. So as soon as I upgrade my computer, then we'll get back to it. So just gonna okay. I'm just trying like to find like a more natural kind of pose, and this is something I don't want. So you're pretty quiet tonight. I don't see like a whole lot of chat. Are you guys sleeping or what are you been up to? Like any sculpting or anything like crazy? Did you experiment with 3D printing or what did I miss while I was gone? One of the things that I don't like already is like the right now like I feel like the shoulders are like way too apart, and I feel like the legs are like way too short. So I'm just gonna You're doing your art while you're watching. What are you doing right now? Are you working on a character or? So, you know, just to go back to what I'm doing, right now, like basically, you know, the way I like to tackle that is like, you know, this will probably come out wrong, but I basically try to go as fast as I can. It's not, you know, the main goal of that is not like because I want to go fast or for the sake of speed. It's just because I want to be sure I'm not like focusing on detail, and I want to get the overall look, you know, already. So, you know, right away, I will subdivide like a few times. I think that's a great start. And then from there, that's when I'll start like to do the mocap. And since our character doesn't have any mouth, I'm just gonna undo that. I'm gonna check something. Oh, that's pretty nice. But yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of that face. Oh, there's layers on that. Oh, because it's. If you got any questions, feel free to ask. I mean, I'm just gonna enjoy myself and yeah, if you feel that I do something too quick or it's confusing, then just ask. Come on. Wait, I'm just gonna something, yeah. Yeah, that's one of the new things that I did for this year is like most of the stuff that I use, like I kind of did like two menus. I still need like to figure out like I've talked to Paul Gaburi and I think he told me like you could actually like put stuff like on the menu sideways. You know, I'll need like to recheck that. Maybe some of you knows about that, but yeah, right now the annoying part is like I need like to scroll up and down. So I created like two menus with, you know, many of the controls that I'm using, but see like even at the bottom, you know, I didn't even finish it. There's like other stuff that are still missing that I'm using. But yeah, basically what I'll do is like it's a first 1.0 pass on my menus on the stuff that I use, and yeah, I try like to take notes, especially like when I work like during the day at the studio. If I always go back to like some of the options, like you know, one that I'm like using all the time, and I don't think I ever like put it in my menus, but it's actually the polish by group and feature and crisp edge. Like those three, basically, I usually like use them quite a lot, and I don't think I got like any of that. So yeah, it's but yeah, that's one of the thing that if you wanna you know step up your speed, then instead of using like only the UI, like right now like the brushes, sometimes I click on it or even at the top, you know, even if I know the short keys. But this is like more like kind of a visual cue because I got it like all map on my 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 0. But yeah, but you know, if you guys are interested, I could always share it, but I strongly encourage you that to build up your own UI for your needs. Basically, it's for me. I just like wrote like a list of stuff that I was using, like I was saying, and okay, so this is not so bad. Just gonna reshape that skull. So, so we're good for now. Any questions? Um, Oh, a bunch of rocks for for a beach, huh? Interesting. Uh, the drawing tablet that I'm using right now, it's I think it's like an Intuos 3. Like I don't know if you guys can see it. Like it's nothing fancy at all. And to be honest with you, for the longest time I was like using like an Intuos 2. It's really because like my girlfriend bought this for her, and but in the end I kind of stole it and I'm using it. But yeah. So just like I mentioned, like I'm so tempted to actually start with the face, but I think I'm gonna start with the body just to be sure I'm not getting lost. So let's subdivide this, and right now I don't really care about topology because I know that I'm not gonna use that. I just want to be sure I don't have like too much. I'm just gonna do like one level, and I just want to see like the feel of the stroke. That's good. And one of the things that I like to use for this stage is actually the new Sculptress thing. So what I'll do is like, because Sculptress only work with 0 subdivision level, and since we already got some, I'll go and delete lower. So right now we're still at 0, and then from there, actually I can go with this, and I can start sculpting. So one of the first thing I see, and yeah, before I go ahead, I just need like to do another thing. Doesn't pay off to go too quick. I'll just do like a morph target on it, which is here. So basically, yeah, I'm gonna go, and if I need like to revert back to that, then I'll just use my morph brush, which for some reason, how come this is the Sculptress? Bah, how come it doesn't work? No, I guess it's because I'm using Sculptress then. Okay. Wait, I'm just gonna try this again. If I use the morph brush, okay, this is working. But if I go Sculptress and no, of course not. And I go like that, yeah, it doesn't work with Sculptress. I guess that makes kind of sense since the topology is like changing so much. But in that case, I don't mind. I'll go all in. The only thing I might do though, if that doesn't work, then we got like another solution, which will be, I'll just do like a duplicate of that mesh. And yeah, basically, I mean, like this will be like a lot more riskier, but you know, let's just say I go for this, and I'm just like, oh no, I want to add back, and I'm like in Sculptress. What we can do is actually use the Z project brush, which is this one, and then you need like two. So, but yeah, it works when you got like not, you know, just enough. When the shape is not too complex. If it's like really complex, then by doing this you might just ruin, because the brush is only like pushing in one specific axis. So yeah, that might not work, but for now I think that's gonna be fine. So let's start with my Sculptress. So like I've said, like the goal of this is just like to be fast, and I don't really mind if it's pretty or not. I just want to block in the shapes and really work out the silhouette. So right now I'm just gonna bring this up. Another thing that I like to do as well, you know, if I'm just like quickly masking like that, I'm gonna just group mask. So I'm like doing like selection set for this. So it's lagging quite bad, but hopefully it will be able to keep up. Yeah, this step is like all about freedom. So just, you know, have fun. Don't worry about anything about except sculpting. Yeah, I think for now, just for the sake of speed, I will shut it off, and yeah, it's just to go quicker, and then I'll probably do like later like a second pass with the sculptress on just to refine a little bit of the sketch. But right now it's slowing me down, so. I'm working on the Talon, you know, like one of the Batman villains. So basically, like they're part of the Court of Owls. Sorry if I don't chat as much. Like for this step, like usually it takes like most of my concentration to actually focus on what I'm doing. So that would be like a good time to use that. It wasn't working out because I had like some part of the body. Oops, it didn't. So. You got like this all on his chest. So right now I'm trying really like to measure, you know, like if you look back at the concept, like you know the distance between every of the parts, like you know the head versus like this kind of necklace, and just to be sure everything is in the same place. I know that this, you know, chest piece is gonna be like sticking out, but for now that's not really like a huge worry. I will readjust along the way. It's just I just want to put like everything down so it's like some kind of landmarks, and then from there I will extract the piece one by one, and then really like finish them up. It will allow me like to have like a higher poly count too by doing that. I just want to get rid of the one thing that I'm gonna change right now is like the quick save. I just don't want it like to. Here we go. Hi, everyone that I just missed. But yeah, you know, like for polygroups, yeah, I use them like so much. Like it's because that's one of the thing. Like I think I know we all work differently, but I think polygroups are really like for me like the strongest thing in ZBrush, because if you're used to working with polygroups, then everything get affected by it. So you know, like most of the time, like when I do my creases, I will go crease by polygroups, and I will use like the ZModeler quite a lot because of that, because like it creates like polygroups. But yeah, you'll see like I just hope you know we'll get the time to actually do a piece. So I'll try not like to waste too much of your time. But yeah, you'll basically understand where I'm going with all the polygroups and how easy it is like to change stuff, and even like to bring out stuff and with thickness. But basically with a polygroup you only keep the front face, and then even if you move it around and then you start ruining like the thickness of some of the parts, you could always like delete back the old polygroups and then redo like a panel loops. Yeah, that's really like, you know, those two over here, like this one and this one and this one, you know, it's magic. And even the zero measure too. But yeah, well, I just don't want to jump the gun and go too fast. I'll just finish this up and can talk a lot more after that. Anyways, that's gonna be like probably a sculpt for in the upcoming streams, an ongoing thing. So this guy is like kind of muscular, so trying to quickly put some of the landmarks. Some of the muscles, just as reference. Sometimes for flow, it's good to have them. Um, yeah, I do use Sculptress. I think that's great. It's just like right now, it's you know, I'm doing like that first pass without it just for the sake of speed. After that, yeah, I'll use it more. But it's yeah, the kind of like the one of the annoying part with the Sculptress, but I think it got fixed. It's just like, well, I'm saying that, but I'm not sure. But you know, the last time I checked, I think because at the office I got like 2018, and at home I got 2018.1, and just because like at the office for some reason today didn't update, and yeah, I couldn't use like the sculptures with the back face, and yeah, sometimes when you get like something really thin, you know, it's kind of annoying. It's like pulling up like the stuff from behind. So right now I don't I don't use it quite a lot, but usually yes, I try to use it. I think that's phenomenal what it can do. So I know I had the I don't want to tackle too much of the face, but I just can't resist. See, like that's a good example for like the usage of sculptures. Right now I'm using like the dam standard, and like you see like the strokes are like so bad. So if I go in and I start like doing this, I'm added like a lot of geometry like that. Once again, I don't mind if it's not perfect. It's more like I'm trying to check the concept and see if I can match it. That dynamic. I really don't like it. Yeah, I did like another dam, which is it's basically the same technique as Damien. It's just like what I did was just like amplify it like crazy, so it's a lot stronger. So sometimes like small details like that, I can barely like see them because it's lacking geometry. But with that, it's easier. Because once more, I'm just like putting the landmarks on so I can see just to know where I'm going with this. So. One of the thing like you should be cautious about is actually the smooth with that, because this is like I know that you can change the settings over here, but like the basically the smooth will add polygon density on where you smooth depending on the brush size. So sometimes you wanna you have like a lot of detail and you want to just have like a big brush and just wash it away, but it will just reduce the number of polygons in that section, and I kind of find it like annoying sometimes. So when I press shift, I try like not to use it. So and see, like that's another like example of workflows. Right now I didn't map like the sculptures tool on any of my keys on my keyboard, and it's like kind of annoying because I'm always going back and forth to that button, but I should definitely do it. So yeah, hopefully like next time I stream I'll try like to fix that if I don't forget about it. So any question? We're good. Uh, hey, what's up, John? Yeah, this guy knows his stuff about 3D printing. I learned so much from what he teach me. It's awesome. That's one of the great thing with the photon and Anycubic. It's like the printer is good, but it could be better. But the community is like so proactive. It's amazing and so helpful. I think that's the thing I like the most about that printer, and the fact that it's like pretty cheap too. But yeah, depending on what you wanna aim for. For me, like I don't mind like having like to tear apart the like I'm kind of used like to I work a lot on my cars and stuff like that, so I'm like kind of used like to play with mechanical things. So and I got like a huge garage with like tools and stuff, so it's But yeah, I can understand like some people don't want to bother with, they just want to have something easy, like plug in and make it work. But if you're willing to get your hands dirty a little bit, if it doesn't work out, then I'm sure like the photon is gonna be like a good thing for you. So right now I'm just trying to see. Just gonna remove that again for the sake of speed. Another thing that I'm using is the AccuCurve. Curve. It's like, you know, it's, I think you can find it in, I always forgot where I've been at. I got it like for so long over here that I completely forgot. I think it's over here, AccuCurve, in the brush palette. And basically what it allows you, it's like a kind of a quick dam sander, you know, like this is without and this is with it, you know. It's like it pinched the line, but I think the most practical part for it is really the move tool, because oftentimes, like, you know, I'll go in and then let's just say I want to move this, but you know, or move like that part, but I feel like it's still like the influence is still quite big, and you can always like play with the focal shift. But if you go AccuCurve, then see, it becomes like pointy so much, so it's really easy like just to you know, move back the stuff. I'll already, you know, usually just tap my Wacom like a few times like that, and I kind of realign my stuff quickly with the AccuCurve, and it's, I feel like it's more precise like that. And by having it like mapped on, right now my hotkey is actually A, and it's I know that usually like by default it's something else. I can't remember what it is, but yeah, I just sometimes like I got big detail, I move it, and then small detail. So I just go back and forth like that, and it's quite efficient. But see, like that's exactly what I was mentioning before about this smooth tool. It's just like, so yeah, when I smooth, I try like to shut it off. So I still, it doesn't affect my density. Okay. So one other thing that I'm gonna do already is like the arms are not, well, are on the Polygroup, but I just want to bring all the arms on the same group so I can hide them and play with the torso without affecting the arms. So doesn't need to be perfect once more. It's just like I'm playing around. So with the sketch, that's when I okay. So I'll just hide this. Say what? Okay. Group mask. Then I can hide this. Thanks, John, for the, yeah, that was like one of the project. But yeah, you know, in the end, it came out like all right. But like all video game project, you always wish you had like more time to work on yourself. But yeah, I'm glad you liked the work. Well, yeah, I barely saw like you using like the poly moi, and yeah, it seemed like you had like I think you did the pumpkin with it. I think like the result looked like fantastic, but yeah, it's right now it's out of my price range for the. But I think the result, yeah, they look like quite amazing. It's but that's one of the thing I'm wondering. Like, can you use like the same resin as the photon? Like, is it like the same UV cured resin NM number? I think it's like 405 or something. Because if it's the case, then I guess that changes things. So yeah, I'll stop playing with this. I'll just continue to work on the body. If you're too heavy-handed, you can always like right now, you know, I'm so used to that's another thing, like to get use of your Wacom, it really changed like how heavy you are with your hand. You know, right now the Wacom that I got at home it's exactly the same model that I got at the office. So, you know, there's no like kind of real disconnect between my pen pressure, well, my arm on the pen. But yeah, if you feel that you're like way too heavy-handed, like, you know, like for the H polish or stuff like that, you know, usually like I would try like to bring down like, the intensity quite a bit. So it kind of compensate, you know, that because yeah, it's easy to, especially if you're using like stuff like trim dynamic. It's yeah, it's gonna be like a something quite hard to control. So okay, so now I'll I'll just extrude because when the thing I'm gonna be tackling is like those shoulder pads that we see over here. Oh, it's good that I've checked my reference. I didn't see that there were like a trim underneath. So yeah, I'm gonna do. Oh, okay, it's not like on every of the concept. I don't know about you guys, but I think for silhouette, I think it looks cooler like that. I think I'm still gonna put like a that you know cloth um, sleeve, but I think I'm just gonna push it like underneath, so you see like the kind of the pointy thing stick out. I think for silhouette, it's gonna look cooler. So so usually what I'll do for this is like you know you see like that mask, how rough it is. It's not pretty at all, but I'll go with wait, I'm just trying to my extract. Put the smooth to 0. I remove the double thickness. Try to put it at 0 because basically as soon as I put a thickness and I do an extract, it will wait. Let's go for this and see like my problem right now is like you actually put like thickness to it. Yes, it pushed out the mesh, but I don't want to leave that. I don't want to, I mean, have that. I could always like, you know, hide it and then delete the hidden part. But once again, I feel like that's a slower process to do. So instead, I'll over here, go over here, um, go back. I'll put 0, extract, and then accept. Then yeah, for some reason, like every time that you do that, like the zone that you mask versus the zone that it's been extracted is always bigger. And of course, like sometimes you don't want to do that. Like 99% of the time, I don't want that. So what I'll do is like right away before I start working on it, I'll do like a group mask, and then you know, then it kind of like the size of the mask is actually closer to what I wanted. So I'll just do like a delete hidden. So And once again, this is like pretty rough, but first off, I'll just to be sure we can see it proper. So how will I build up my sleeve out of that? Well, first off, one of the things that I was like saying, I use like the deformers, but you know, I said earlier that I didn't add them, but actually I add them. So see like what it just did? It kind of smoothed out all my border, job like something perfect. Yes, my corners are like more round now, but still, I still got like a shape that is like fairly clean. And from there, that you can jump with the, we'll start with the same, the ZRemesher, and then I'll ZRemesh that. And now I got like a topology that follows that like a lot more. So what you can do is like, you can always like move it around, and like I've shown you earlier, you can go like axis curve if you want on it, just to be sure you get like an even line. And then once you're happy with that, you can always like try. And that's one of the things, like those three, they all give you like different results. So sometimes depending on the shape you're working with, feature might be like the best one instead of groups, or group might be the best one instead of crease patch. So you know, you can always like play it around. One of the annoying part though, by having it like in the menu like that, the menu goes away every time. So if you just play with this over here, it doesn't go away. So you can just like go like that, and you just like, oh no, it doesn't work, undo, and then you try the other one, okay, works. And then this one, see like right, like you know, for this, like the by feature seems to have like a rounder kind of feeling, but if you go by crisp edge, it kind of keep like that pointy. So let's go for that for now. So I'll remove my arc curve and then start placing my mesh. And once again, I don't really mind if I'm lacking geometry. I can always like, oops, not smooth with that. How come it's locked into? Wait, what did I do? For some, it's weird. Like for some reason, it was a gray up there. I'm not sure why, but so one of the coolest thing as well is like if you work with this only like with one kind of plane like that, you know, that is like I don't have any back face, I don't have any thickness. Is like right now, if I smooth, my border is like kind of locked there. So let's just say like my shape right now, I want it like to be like super kind of smooth and round. Well, I'll just have like a bigger brush, and wait, I'm gonna go for the smooth one, smooth brush, and then see, you can just like smooth out all the center without affecting your border. So no worries about shrinking the thing, or you'll just have like a lot more cleaner surface. But you know, for now I'm not like at the level of refining this. So, and you know, that's another thing, like right now I'm peaking, but you can go just with H polish, and you can flat out those things. So, and once again, if you want to have like really clean surfaces, lesser the you know, the lesser the amount of geo, the better. So right now I'm still like pretty dense, but I could always, that's one of the things I was after I did like a first ZRemesh at same, I'll go half, and then I'll see what I can get. So oh, this is not too bad. So, and once again, like sometimes you'll get like weird things in topology. So in that case, I might do like a undo and have something. So right now I think I'm gonna just place it first before I add back to my ZRemesh, just to be sure I don't have like any like hard corners or anything like that. So smooth this out. Once again, just for the sake of speed, I will just isolate this. just taking a look at quickly at that sleeve just to see if I'm once again, you can do ZBrush or you can go Sculptress. So what, since I said that geometry that's gonna be added is gonna be that might be too much. It might be dependent on the brush size, then I'll just so that's the great part, because right now I don't need like to go Dynamesh and ruin like that topology. I can just add as I go. So I'll my silhouette. Like you see, like you can see my IQ curve going on and off like all the time. So you know exactly when I'm using it or not, and you can see in real time the result. No, yeah, that's a good feedback. You say that the live chat and yeah, okay. Maybe wait, we'll just do something in real time. I'll just like minimize that. Tell me if you can still read something or you don't like it. But yeah, that's great feedback. Thank you, Liscar. So here we go. Because you know, who want to see my face when I'm sculpting? I mean, I'm sure I'm making like nice facial expressions, but yeah. I'm doing this mainly just to be sure you guys don't, you know, pretend that I'm a robot or something, that there's a human being behind it. So for now, I think it's gonna be like a good first pass. And since I like it so much, that technique, I'm gonna show you one of the potential of this. So let's go with see, this is not too bad, but once again I feel like my geometry is still like way too dense, so it's harder to have like a nice smooth surface. See, now it's oops, it's gonna be like a lot easier to have like something really nice and round. And the other great tool is like, I didn't get like to this part yet, but if you need to invest sometimes in the ZModeler, because right now you see like the topology, if I would want, I could just do like a trim. Whoops. You know, you just go like, okay, I'm gonna do this, polygroup, polyloop. I'm doing a polyloop, and then you do Q mesh, polyloop, and then see, like I'm like, I just did like a trim, and it's like, can be like right now I got like still like a bad topology, but you know you can understand that if you got like a really nice even polygons, you can already have like a nice trim. And since I got this video game I guess background with normal maps, I usually when I do that I never like leave it like this. I'll, you know, there's like many ways to do that. You can go like over here. Usually I don't do an inset, I'll do like an insert wait, on the edges, insert edge loop. So I'll try like to go like this, and we'll just like, yeah, maybe that's too much. Wait, I to taper my my extrusions. So for the normal map, we don't have like something that is like purely like 90 degrees when you project. If you got a little bit of angle, like the normal map projection will react better. So I'll just go delete loop. Oops. Wait. If I go partial. Yeah. See, so now like it's a bit more taper, and from there, you know, I'm gonna undo this, but you can create like a polygroup per I mean a crease per by polygroup, but I'm gonna show you with this instead. So what I'll do is like panel loops, 0 loops, 0 polish, 0 bevel, elevation -100, and then I'll see. Okay, that's not too bad for thickness. This is too thick. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with this. So like you see, I already got like polygroup, so I can go in and then go crease polygroup, which I already got my creases at the right spot. And that's, you know, the craziest thing is like, you know, if you guys know like Marco Plouffe, like he's really good at, you know, putting detail on those edges. So if you want to put like, you know, detail, you can just go with it like an insert. You know, let's just say like I'm going with this and then that, and then if we go back to what I just did before, then polyloop, and then maybe I'll, just to be sure I'm not using the same polygroup, I'll go at the, okay, and then let's go for that. Just for the sake of it, we'll change the color to have like a different color, and then yeah, you can always like go Q mesh and boom, you can push it in, and then more you just like do a crease by polygroup. Well, maybe not at 15, but usually I use like 1, 2, or 3. I rarely go like above that, even for hard surface stuff like metal stuff, and then I just subdivide and see like I got my perfectly clean trim. So, but in our case, I don't need like any trim. I just need like a, yeah, this is good enough. So, and I'll, since it's supposed to be leather, you know, I'm not gonna like reuse that in the future, or maybe I will, but yeah, for now it's, I don't want to worry about it. So we'll just subdivide this. Once again, I don't want to like have something too dense, so we'll just try the feel of the, okay, that is good. So because I might use Sculptress, I would rather like stay away from the subdivisions. So now like let's go with, okay. See, that's one of the annoying part, like it right now, like I'm using Sculptress and it's like it can be like super strong, and like you see, like I don't have any back face, but since I got 0.1, I'll try to see if I can use the back face thing, back face mask. Oh, and it doesn't work. Did it? Oh yeah, that's it. It doesn't work. See, as it's a masking activated there for, yeah. So yeah, in those cases, it's kind of a bummer. But yeah, and yeah, okay, I get it. I'll just try to remove it and see if we can try something else. Yeah, that doesn't work either. So yeah, it's, I guess I'll go gentle with it. I'm just like trying to make my symmetry work. Okay. I got 1, 2. Yeah, it seems pretty even. So right now, one thing that I can do, right, since I'm using once again no subdivisions, I can always like go slice. I'm using the square just because it's square, but I could use the line as well. So that's where I want it like to finish. So more or less in line with my the rest of the line. So I'll just delete what I don't need, which is something like that. Yeah, just just in case, I'll put like double face. So I'll do like a delete hidden, and then you can do a close holes. So, and once again, like the whole, right now it's not clean, but yeah, eventually you could do like crease by polygroup. Sorry, I was like stuck. So if I want to reuse and that's one of the magic of the thing. So let's just say like I went with this, and I just want to, because right now if I look back at my reference, there's like all those pointy shoulder pads. I want to go like this, and then one of the thing that and like you see, I got my IQ curve on, so it's still like, you can tell that geometry is like way too dense. So because it's not really sharp pointy, it's more like kind of round, but it's all right for now. I'm just laying out the shapes. So but yeah, one of the things is like, if you're, like I'm saying, you're like only using polygroup and stuff like that, you just like, oh, okay, so if I look at this, then right now it's cool, like I got like the points on my polygroup on the top, but the one underneath, like on the side and underneath, they don't have like any spikes, like. And of course I could like always go in and then start like, wait, like that, and then push it, something like that, trying like to match what I got on top. But the magic of polygroups will fix that. So I'll go here. I um, isolated that, deleted it in, so now I only got this piece. And then I could always, like, first off, since it's like quite messy, I'll try like to do a zero measure. But since the detail is so subtle, I'll just increase the creases first, just to be sure like the Z measure doesn't wash them away. I could, for some of you that wonders, like, how come you're not like just like modeling one and then placing it like one by one like that. The main goal of that is like, because the reason is like, first off, to do that is like super quick. It took me like what, like you know, I know I was like talking, so maybe it took me like a little bit longer, but still, like it's kind of pretty fast to do like a layout of that. And second of all, it's like I can move it as a whole, and it's kind of smooth. So once again, it's like only for the sake of time that I'm doing this, because at this time I don't want to be wasting polishing details and stuff like that. I need to really like, you know, go back and then see it as a whole, and okay, does it work well? Does it work well? And I can just like quickly readjust it without spending too much time or like being afraid of. Yeah, I think that's the biggest issue, is like being afraid to go back and change stuff. Once you spend, whoops, that's pretty bad. But once you spend like so much time, or just like enough time, that you don't want to go back because you're afraid that you might ruin what you just did, it's just like that's kind of a bad sign. I would rather like have something pretty messy that I don't really care about, that I can easily adjust without, you know, afraid of destroying it. So one of the things that I noticed, like my cuts didn't really work out on this side, so I'll just go back to my and then, since I went with this, I'll go back with my Z remesh. So while it does that, I'll go back to my chat just to be sure you guys are not dead or something. So I'm reading like Evan's or Evan question about like doing like a straight line with the damp sander going the front of the head to the back. I'm making a grid. I'm not sure. Well, you know, I guess it's like around like a cylinder or something. But yeah, that's, to be honest with you, there's like, you know, you get like two choices. Depends on if you want to go messy or not. But you know, in this case, like let's just say I want to go with this. I'm just gonna reveal it. One of the things that you can do is like the, how come it's, wait, okay. So you got like the, of course, like the lazy mouse, you can increase that like to the maximum, and basically you'll have like almost as straight, but still you can always like play around. So that might not be what you want, but yeah, for the, you know, if you just want to stay in that area, then you could always like increase the lazy snap and like reduce that. So basically, or keep it increased. So what happened was like if you do that, and then let's just say, okay, I need like to go the, well, wait, I'm just gonna redo that. Let's just say like I'm going, whoops, I'm going like that, and then I need to go to the back, and I'm just like, oh, I need to continue my line. With the lazy snap, it's supposed to, you know, start back exactly where you were, and then go around like that. Um, if you want to do that, you can always like do what I was like showing earlier with you know, like a low subdivision geometry. And let's just say like on the arm, since I know that I'm gonna be wrecking it later. You can always like go and I really like the poly loop, so you'll see me like do them like all the time. So let's say you can go like this, and then if you like, you can go like that. Let's just say I want to add more lines. I want this line, and yeah, you can. I think it might be like stronger to do that rather than doing like a damp center line. But once again, I don't know like the, you said like for a grid, but I'm not sure I understand what you had exactly in mind. But see, now this, you know, if I subdivide it without any, I don't think he likes that. Yeah, for some reason, because I like too much geometry. But yeah, basically it's like you'll have like your perfect line all around your loop. So I don't know if it was like what you had, you know, in mind. But yeah, I know that you can do like that. Man, there's like so many ways to do that. You could even like do like a frame mesh, you know, like I'm trying like to think about it like right now. Oops. So that's one of the trick Ashley Sparling, one of my teammate at work, like showed me, which is, you know, for some reason I completely forgot about it, and it's like, so let's just say you wanna, okay, and then so we'll isolate that. Just gonna, and that's, you know, you'll see that's a neat trick. I'll go to frame mesh, and just to be sure, like you guys know where it is. It's over here. I'm gonna remove those two and then go with polygroups. Basically, will create me like a curve right in the center of two polygroups, which is right there. And then from there, you can go like right now. I got like the curve tube, and wait, see, I got this, and then you know, first off you do delete curve, and then you split mask. Is it split? Then okay, and then let's just say I got my this thing. You can go live boolean, and then you know, no, it's not like super clean because I kind of like having like a low polygon kind of mesh to work with. You know, I think that could work out. And yeah, after that, like if you don't like how it's, you can always like edit it. Right now I got my, but I mean like you can play around with it, or even like, you know, you wanna you, the line is quite dense, so you could always like do like a zero mesh on that cylinder. But yeah, you could always, or like do an inflate to make it bigger or something. But yeah, and right now like it's I'm like destroying everything because of the sculptures. But yeah, I think that that could be like a good another way to do that. So I hope it answers the question. Charles, the reason why I like to work with low polygon is really because I can use the ZModeler. You know, all my shapes are like kind of and that's another thing. Like when you play with like super detail mesh, and let's just say like for some reason like I got this thing that got like all kind of crazy detail on it, and I want to move it around. If I move it around with the detail, it will kind of warp them and destroy them. But if I go back to my lowest subdivision and it's kind of really blocky like that, or even, you know, more blocky than that, and I move the plane, then I will be able like to replace the silhouette without destroying my detail. So it's I think that's a great it's a great thing to do if you want to be sure you're not like destroying or like redoing all your stuff all over it again, because sometimes it will happen while you're like at the detailing stage that you just like, oh man, that doesn't work anymore. So you'll need like to change or move them around. So that's why I kind of like but like I've said, you know, you'll see my my process. You'll, if it's not clear, then you'll see it like visually what I meant. But yeah, I think it will always be kind of practical to do that. So like I've said, like right now I replace my stuff. I'm just gonna check if I'm like not too far away from my original concept. So let's just say that with that, then I can just go back and do like that panel loop again. And right now it didn't work out because I didn't do like an easy remeasure. Just want to be sure I don't have like any back face. So we'll go F. Salut Didier, ça va? Yeah, you're right. This car, like I forgot, but yeah, I could have masked like the face behind it. That's I didn't think about that, but that's a great idea. So yeah, I didn't put my wireframe, but basically you'll see that my topology is getting, you know, lighter and lighter, but I think it's still like way too high. So just to go quicker, I will go for like, let's go 1, just see how it goes. Yeah, yeah, it's all right. So yeah, for now it's gonna be good enough, but if I go panel loop, still like too thick. Yeah, let's go for that. And you know, see right now, like, you know, for our surface, like you could always like create your right now. You know, if I do that, you see like the polygroups just appear like on uh, on the edges of the two colors. Right now, like in the corner, I'll need like you know, creases right there. And you know, one of the thing that, you know, I used to do, so just to save you time, I'm gonna show you like my previous process. So it might like help you eventually, but you can always like go crease and go crease by edge, so you can always like add creases along the way. But by studying other artists, I like realized that I could actually be more efficient at that. So one of the things that I like to do is like um, I'll go back to polygroups and group by normals. It's at 45. Usually I put like around 25, and I group by. So now you see like all my edges got like different colors, and I'll just need like to go back, crease by polygroup, and now suddenly all my, you know, corners gets it. You know, I was like pretty messy. I didn't really. Usually I try like to put polish a lot more on my corners to be really pointy, and I like a right. When I Z-remesh, having like the right topology, which I did not do in that case. And you know, that's why I'm getting so many of the, but it's really like to illustrate the point that I was talking about. So see, like I did like a, if you subdivide, then everything creases properly. If I want to go like more, you know, like made out of metal, then see, now it barely moves. So that's why sometimes I would rather like use only level 2. Basically what it means, it will keep my edges sharp for 2 subdivision level, and then after that it will release the, using this is like a lot more efficient than adding edge loop or bevels, because after you're done with like level 3 or 4, they just go away, you know, like you identifying your meshes. It's something that it's like you're only like sending like a signal to your mesh saying, okay, I want to keep like those corners sharp for 2 subdivisions levels, and then after that I want them like to be gone. So yeah, but yeah, like I mentioned before, low polygon is always easier to move around without destroying anything. So I can just go with like a big brush like that, and then make my stuff feel more round. So what? Oh man, it's almost finished. Oh, I guess I talked like too much. So there's only like 3 minutes left. So if you guys got any other questions, feel free to ask them. I'll try to answer them like but even if I don't have like time to answer them like during the stream, like feel free to poke me on social media or something, Instagram or whatever, and I'll try my best to answer you back. Uh, Once again, same deal, you know, like I'll go extract because now I'm doing like the other part of the shoulder pads. So extract, accept, isolate, then group mask, delete it, and I'll go over here, just go quicker, crisp edge. If it's too hard to manipulate, then it means that it needs to go lower. So now it's a lot easier. See like how easy it is with the Aki curve. You know, the big move brush. It's hard like to finesse everything, and so and another thing is like those who don't know, like if you ZRemesh with the shift, it will use like another algorithm, and you will have like a different topology. So right now I'm trying shift, and yeah, sometimes it might be, see like, you know, I don't like the fact that it's like twisting like that, so maybe I'll go like regular. So that's it. I think that's a wrap. So yeah, that's our dude for now. If I look at it, you know, versus what we're going for. So yeah, sorry if I chat too much and I didn't get the chance to go even faster than that. But yeah, I think it's interesting even for you guys to understand like the process and tools and how you can apply them. Then, you know, on your side, then maybe you'll find like new ways to improve those techniques. So yeah, that's basically, you know, the first step of getting there. Of course, like we'll need to revise some of the stuff. One of the things that I will pay attention, especially like in the upcoming streams, that are really like the silhouette of the character. And like if you know, right now you can already see like first off like the shoulders are not like that far apart, and you got like that curve going down the shoulders, which we don't really have. And you know, neck will be like a lot more tighter, you know, the collar. And yeah, like little things. But you know, that's one of the things that you can always remember. Like it's, I think it's always easier to edit stuff when they're all combined into one mesh to edit silhouette. So let's just say like the front chest piece really wraps around like a cylindrical kind of shape around the chest. And if it would be like a separate part, then if you want to make the chest rounder and display rounder as well in two different subtools, that might be like something a lot more harder. So if you just leave it like all attached together, then you can really define the shapes and all that. And then once you're happy with like the shape of the chest and the overall silhouette of the character, then we can start like, you know, masking those parts and then doing an extract and then starting to refine those parts specifically. But at least the foundation of our character will be there. So I hope it makes sense. And yeah, like I've just did, like it's always great like to have like, you know, reference. Sometimes they're like kind of really loose or like hard to understand, but you know, it's part of the fun. Like you try to make the best out of them. So yeah, I hope it was interesting for everyone. It was a really nice to meet you once more, and hopefully I'll be back for, you know, up until you know, next summer. Well, I'm gonna take a break, but or maybe like the holidays, I might not be there for like a week or two, but yeah, for the rest of the year, I should be back with you guys. So thank you very much for being there, and yeah, see you on the next stream. Bye bye, everyone.